there's been a lot going on with the romantasy genre lately, and this is Evie magazine, which is a woman's magazine, and you're starting to see that some women have stumbled across some of this stuff, and some of this monster smut that's out there. That is really the biggest market out there. The women's market for smut in fantasy and the like is really over the top, and these books are really disgusting and degenerate. They go crazy. Now, this is an article that actually does go into some graphic detail as to what's being here. And you could see that they started talking about 50 Shades of Grey. That was the first one, really. And 50 Shades of Grey, if you don't know, it all stems from fan fiction and shipping. And these women get so disgusting about fan fiction. It's been going on the internet for a long, long time. And now they're monetizing it for, like, their own, quote, unique concepts, which are just, these things with the serial numbers filed off. 50 Shades of Grey was a Twilight fan fiction, if you don't know. It was titled Master of the Universe, had nothing to do with He-Man, but it just put Bella and Edward, the characters from Twilight, into this, like, BDSM situation. And it got so popular as fan fiction of Twilight, which is unfortunate because Twilight's a wholesome book by a nice Mormon lady, and she's getting this smut written about it. And they put this slop out there and then changed the names from Edward and Bella and released it, and all these women bought it up and became, 50 Shades of Grey phenomenon. And it is just rampant, disgusting pornography, but it gets worse from there. So here it is. Now they're talking about it even more. They call it fantasy, but it's no Harry Potter. There's also Harry Potter fan fiction that's in this vein that's disgusting too, which is really sad. But as it says, there are creatures, demons, dungeon rituals, women being claimed and bred by non-human creatures. These aren't niche fantasies. They're massively successful and celebrated openly. Yes, millions of women rave about them online, and I don't know how women can rave about them online without feeling any shame. We need to bring back slut shaming again, right? It's disgusting. And TikTok is awash in ecstatic monster smut reviews. This is it. And so this is pretty bad. It is sexual conditioning dressed up in pretty covers, marketed as empowerment, and it's wreaking havoc on women's brains and sex lives, is what they say. So this is a negative consequence. I can't believe Evie magazine is calling this out for what it is right here and just saying how bad this is. And it is really, really bad. So hit the like and subscribe button. This is your real fantasy news that you don't get discussed anywhere else, guys, on the internet. I appreciate you being here. I do write fantasy, and this is my clean fantasy. It is The Adventures of Baron von Monocle. It's a 6-book series. It starts right here with For Steam and Country. It's good for all ages. There's no weird stuff in it. It is an airship crew that fights monsters. They go on quests. They end up embroiled in a really heavy war. And so this is good fantasy fun like it used to be. Now, this is the type of stuff that you won't find in bookstores anymore. You have to, of course, search the internet for anything clean to read at this point. And I hope you'll enjoy it. It's in the description below. It's, like I said, all ages. Adults enjoy it. Teens enjoy it. I get lots of emails from both groups, which I really, really appreciate. It's available on ebook, print, and audio, and I do recommend grabbing the whole series because it builds up very, very nicely as a storyline. I really start things as a slow burn, and I build things up. That's why I like to do a series, so you can stay attached with the characters for a long, long time. That's always a nice thing about series. It's in the description below, and grab it on ebook, print, or audio. It is all available on audio if you have Audible credits, and I appreciate everybody who's reading real books today. This is good, great stuff. All right, so here it is. When romance involves milking a bull. Yes, this is for real, and this is it. Morning Glory Milking Farm right here. This has been going viral for a couple months. We covered it a couple months ago already, and every time anybody posts about this, it just seems to go viral because it's so crazy out there. Now, unfortunately, what this does is get more women reading this crap, a monster bait romance, and it's disgusting, and it is something that's going way, way overboard in terms of people talking about this type of thing, and of course then reading this type of thing, which is absolutely disgusting. Yes, the cover art tells you everything you need to know. Crazy stuff. It is a in-depth millennial woman who takes up a job that involves milking bulls. You know what? In other words, you know what? To collect their you know what. One massive bull, complete with horns and hooves, becomes her romantic interest. I don't know how this is allowed because it is weird, creepy bestiality. This is disgusting. 50,000 reviews. This is what of course, gets crazy on the marketplace here. And this is an interesting point as they talk about men's porn versus women porn, both of which I do believe absolutely need to be banned in our society at this point. And it says, it's like, imagine a hashtag with billions of views for men on TikTok being like, here's my favorite Pornhub videos that you must watch this summer. In this first one, we have a man who chokes a woman until she passes out. So spicy. Now, this woman for this magazine says this man would be chased off the internet and a cliff in an instant, and rightfully so. But women are literally bragging about bestiality porn they're reading, and if you dare say anything about it, they lose their minds and shame you for being judgmental. This is the juxtaposition that's going on in culture because of feminism that's been so rampant. It's so disgusting. This is pornography. Don't say anything like that. A girl saying she loves reading literature when she means smut is like a man saying he loves cinema when he means porn. Here's the kicker. Most porn consumed by men tends to reflect straightforward emotional and physical desires. Men fantasize about being wanted, initiated, or chosen. A hot woman in an everyday setting immediately finds an attractive thing, and that's it. It's the reason for such fantasy is most men will not experience this. At a basic level, they just want women finding them desirable. So the taboo categories hint at warped emotional vulnerabilities, which is interesting on that level. There's a psychological look at it. Of course, it's still all degenerate because once you get stuck in those sorts of things and watching those types of things, your likelihood of actually finding a nice woman goes way down, is what they don't want to tell you on this. Women's monster smut is rooted deeply in domination, submission, breeding, and non-consensual violence. The protagonist isn't desired. She claimed, conquered, and subdued. It's about powerlessness, humiliation, and submission to monstrous beings. It's disgusting. It's all disgusting, and it's actually just more disgusting, right? So there's more. The most popular entry point is called Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Thorns and Roses. I attempted to read this, and I read the first book of this, and I was expecting fantasy because it was billed as fantasy at the time, and I'm like, okay, why is this the best-selling fantasy book out there? I want to find out because I'm a fantasy writer, right? And it's called market research. It was so disgusting. It was not fantasy in that sense. It was absolutely just this weird pornographic deal right there. And it's crazy. Immortal fairy warriors with wings, claws, magical mating bonds, and erotic rituals involving submission and violence. Women are calling them healing and therapeutic, and it's absolutely crazy on this level. Now, the next one that's really big is Rebecca Yarros out there. I have not ventured into her books. It looks even worse than Sarah J. Maas. It's absolutely crazy. So why monsters? It's simple psychology. Our culture teaches women to distrust masculinity, turning real male dominance into something to fear, but many women still crave surrender. So they create a loophole. A dominator is a monster. The risk is gone. It's very creepy, weird stuff. And it's conditioning, of course, of the brain and causing crazy things. I love this. Shame plays an important and healthy role in our society, and the shame is gone. If you can go out on TikTok and actually just ramble about this stuff, which these women do, if you ever go to Book Talk, guys, this is all that's out there. It goes crazy, and it ventures into real life, too, because they have conventions. I covered this in a video a couple weeks ago. There's this convention for this dark romance convention, and these women started grabbing stage performers. There's a woman who got a woman performer got abused and touched all in her where parts. A man performer got the same, got people following him and asking him just degenerate questions and the like. Apparently, there was even worse stuff going on there. I don't need to get into more of the detail of, but it was such a bad thing that they have dialed back that entire convention. They've issued apologies, and they're actually changing the setup and doing much more security in the future because so many people were out there being actually sexually assaulted by these drunk women who are into these books. It does actually hit society, right? And so shame does need to be brought back. It's very, very important on this level. And this is, again, a magazine for women, again, saying we mock men for porn, but we gush over monster sex. It is showing just exactly how bad this is on every single level. And I'm actually glad that Evie magazine went and did this because I'm a little surprised that they actually shamed this very, very popular topic right here. Maybe there can be some pushback. Now, I don't know why Amazon even allows this stuff or bookstores allow this stuff. It just goes to show that there's no morals involved there because we really should start taking a look at this. It is warping our society. It's causing a lot of problems, and we need to bring back real reading again of real books and get this way away from any of the women that we know. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Check out For Steaming Country if you want to check out some real fantasy, guys. This is a great spot to go. I really appreciate you guys making this a bestseller multiple times over the years. and keeping my career going. So grab this today, available on ebook, print, and audio. And I don't know, did the Crystal Conspiracy get its no, the Crystal Conspiracy's audiobook has not gone up yet, but I have approved it, so it should be up soon. That's book 6, the most recent one. This is a really good book too. Thanks for being here. We'll be back.